You
I'm
ready?
gonna start the broadcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
For some viewers.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Film Pod.
Hello, everyone.
So yeah, I'm not in my normal setting today. I'm
And
I'm in
I'm in
I'm in
my
Asheville, North Carolina, visiting family. It's called Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
did the Teen Titans go to the movies?
Yeah, they did. They did
How
actually.
how were they at the movies?
You know, as much crap as that gets, I will say the movie was actually pretty good. Not gonna lie, like it was pretty funny.
So I guess the Teen Titans went to the movies and they had a good time at the movies.
And I guess you went through puberty at the movies, so.
Yeah.
When is your voice gonna stop cracking, man? I swear it's been cracking
I
like
don't know.
ever since I met you.
It's just part of my.
Or your disappointment, your
Anyway, but me and my friend
lack
were
of
talking.
care.
Me and my friend were talking about a movie. Link on Facebook yet?
Yeah, I did. What about you?
Let me. I don't think I have it. Hang on. Let me refresh.
How long?
Well, that's sorry. Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, I know like everything I have to pack like by now.
Yeah.
Facebook. What if it's the logo you're sending me?
What's that?
What if it's just the Facebook logo you're sending me?
The Facebook logo.
Yes.
Yeah, man, we're super boring. we're waiting for. We need to find something. You still need to do. You still need to make the Film Pod theme song, so we'll have something to do while we wait for people to come join us.
That's fair. I can do that. Here, I'll get on my guitar and do it. Just let me put this in the. I'm gonna put this in the film club group.
So while you're doing that, let's go ahead and get started.
All right, go ahead.
We'll start without the viewer, right? That just kind of my schedule only allowed for me to start right now. So today we're going to start with our new release, which is Mission Impossible Fallout. The fifth game in the Fallout series. I mean, the sixth movie in the Mission Impossible series.
You mean the 7th game in the Xbox One series?
Christopher McQuarrie. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And he directed the one Mission Impossible. And movie stars Tom Cruise and a bunch of other cool people. And yeah, I like this movie. I liked the past two Mission Impossible movies also. I thought Ghost Protocol was the best one I've seen, but I've only seen the most recent three. I haven't seen the first three, which I've heard that these newer ones are better than the old ones. Maybe they're less cheesy. I don't know. But it's a franchise that I've enjoyed. I'm no expert in it, but I've enjoyed it. And I thought the action set pieces in this movie were really well done. I thought the story was straight, but I thought overall, like, I enjoyed it. It was a pretty typical spy movie. And I don't know. I really think Tom Cruise's stunts and all the action scenes that he takes place in this movie sort of make up for what I felt was a story that was only really okay. And I thought all the performances were pretty good. Cinematography was great. And really, I thought that in terms of just action, it was one of the better like action movies I've seen in recent years. Just based on the fact that like you really feel like you're there in each action set piece. It never really felt like, maybe there were a couple times, but for the most part, it never felt like just random CGI crap, you know, people running in front of green screens. Like, it really felt like you were there. So I think from that perspective, I think the movie did really well. And on the other perspective, here's Ivan, who did not like the movie.
It really was.
We don't get really that good of action movies nowadays. Like, they're all kind of, you know, I mean, okay, I could say they're all kind of the same, and then you would probably say, well, all the Mission Impossible movies are kind of the same. And I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say that like this movie was drastically different from the other Mission Impossible movies, but I can list like scenes from this movie like with pretty vivid memory. I can list the fight they have in the bathroom. I thought was pretty cool with that one guy. You know, a lot of it was shot pretty much like it was like in live, like in real time. It wasn't shot like from some kind of distance. It felt like you were actually there.
Like the guy, like
then there was the. Then there was I really liked the motorcycle chase scene. Like I thought a lot of car chase scenes have been kind of overdone lately, but this one I thought like it was pretty action packed and overall was enjoyable. Had a lot of different elements coming in, different characters. I thought it was fun. And then the helicopter scene at the end, it was a little drawn out. It was a little long, but like in terms of the stunt work and like how it looked and like the action there, I mean that was a lot of fun. So this isn't a movie that will like change your life or even make you, it's not like a cinematic experience. I just found it to be like a fun ride. And yeah, there were some moments, especially when they would get just like exposition dump with the dialogue. It was like, okay, whatever, like this is the same plot of the different spies betraying each other. And I don't know, I mean, like, I didn't dislike the story, but I will agree with you that it felt like every other Mission Impossible story.
Yeah, and
like rip off another person's face. So I mean, really doesn't have to be realistic. But while he's gone, let me see. I'll keep talking about the movie. So I thought overall, yeah, the story was not amazing, but I thought it was decent. Like it fit in with the other stories in the series and brought back some old characters. And I don't know. Overall, I thought it was enjoyable. But I will say that the movie's plot is pretty predictable. Like I wasn't really surprised at any point. The one scene where they kept each other out, there was a little bit of tension there, but I wasn't like blown away by any of the twists in that scene or anything.
Mission Impossible isn't mind blowing in any way.
Just liked this movie, man.
And
Critics
audiences do
liked
too.
it.
I don't get it. Like it's
the whole movie. The characters are kind of like Ethan Hunt is this great person. Ethan Hunt is okay, whatever. Like shut up. I don't know.
Like,
he just.
But the thing was,
I don't know. None of them I've seen have really ever gotten that serious. They all seem like they're pretty just light and fun, and I think that's all it's really meant to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, it's not. It really isn't.
Some of the stuff with him just running for like 10 minutes straight is kind of like, okay, we've seen this before. Like, you don't need to have him run after a dude like for this long. Even though it was a fine sequence, it was just kind of like, we've seen this.
Whatever. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we've seen it before.
Yeah, and I mean, it's I think more of good, but I do see where you're coming from. That it's it's not special. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it's
not
boring.
special, but I did enjoy it. So, how much time do we have left? When did we? It's been.
I mean, it's been a little over 10 minutes.
All right. Well, do either of us have anything else to say?
That's all I'm gonna say about Mission Impossible Fallout. I would personally not recommend you don't see this movie in particular about that. I wouldn't compare this movie to Die Hard because they're completely different action movies.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, let's move on then. Let's move on to the classic movie that we're going to watch, or that we have watched, and it is called Se7en, with a 7 in the middle of it.
Yeah.
But this movie was directed by David Fincher, and Se7en is a good movie.
It is fantastic. I love it.
I mean, I can't say much other than it's really great. Stars Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Gwyneth Paltrow, and it's a really well-made movie. I enjoyed first I'll start off by saying this movie by far has one of the best opening credit sequences I've seen in any film.
Oh no, it's fantastic.
It's just so well put together.
Really great, opening credit sequences.
I mean, just from an artistic standpoint, it looks really good. I can't really describe it. I would just say, if anyone wants to watch it, either watch the movie or if you just want to see the opening credits, just look it up on YouTube because that's a great sequence, honestly.
And he got full rights to make this movie, which is
there's a meaning behind each murder, like in Saw, but this is much better thought out. Yeah, way better thought out.
And I'll talk more about that. I'll talk more about that towards the end. Should we say spoilers for this movie or avoid it?
Let's avoid it first, and then when we're done talking about general things with the movie, we'll get into the ending because the ending is really good and really a shit your pants moment.
Yeah. So Jackson, what did you think of?
And Se7en is one of them. I mean, the acting is great. I love the dynamic between Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, and even the dynamic between Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt's wife. That's a great dynamic too. I mean, all these characters really interact well together. They just have great chemistry, and I don't know. I mean, it's just like the writing is really clever, and you really get to know these characters more and more. And the whole story takes place over a week, and in such a short time, these characters grow together, and you grow to like see that bond and really like those characters together. And it makes the ending even more heartbreaking. But that's just in terms of the acting. The acting is really great. And then the cinematography is great too. There's a lot of
It
really
really
good,
is.
shots, especially whenever they show like a new person has been murdered. Like the sequence of how they'll show like the remains of that person. There's just one scene where the police come in and investigate, and they find this one guy who's not quite dead yet, but he's like been strapped down to a bed for like a
That's a
year or
really
something.
famous scene.
Like there's just so much unsettling imagery, and it's not even
There
really
really
that
is.
gory of a movie. Like it's gory,
It's
but
not.
I mean it's
Here's the thing. It gets.
you're gonna show this. It's not one like keep out of like reach of like teenagers or something. I mean
Yeah.
someone who's 12 could handle this movie. I mean it's not like a scary movie.
I don't
There's
know.
just a lot.
The
I don't
lust
know.
scene. The lust scene. I don't know if they can handle that.
They didn't really show that much though.
I know, but like they're describing it, and you're just thinking, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
Like,
that scene uh, is very disturbing. Well, really, all the murders are really disturbing. Like
mhm.
there isn't a single one that I can think of that was like not disturbing. I mean, some were less disturbing. I
Yeah,
mean, just
like it
the
was.
sets
No,
were
it definitely
great, the
draws you in.
cinematography was great, and I
Yeah,
honestly
no, it
thought
did.
it kind of added to the character because it was like this character is just a freaking creep, but when you think about the fact that like the person playing him is like pretty bad too, it's like
Yeah,
oh my god, like they had to get someone who was messed up in the head to play this role.
yeah,
I mean, it kind of makes sense, but just a side note, really adds to the creep factor though. At least on uh, Brad Pitt's character's wife and her relationship, her sort of friendship with
mhm.
Morgan Freeman's character. Um, because that didn't really play a lot into the main story. I mean, it did some, but it wasn't as important, perhaps. I thought, okay, this is going to lead up to something at the end. So as soon as Morgan Freeman looks into the box, I knew. I was like, it's the wife's head. You know, John Doe killed her, and from there, I was kind of waiting. I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. Obviously, John Doe wants Detective Mills to kill him to complete the last of the seven deadly
Yeah, and I
sins
was like,
rat.
"Oh my god!"
And my
But
question was, and what I was, the suspense for me was watching his reaction and being like, okay, well, is he going to kill him and give in, finishing the seven deadly sins, or is he going to be a bigger man and resist it? But I was really, really hating John Doe at that point. I'm like, you motherfucker. So I was just like, kill him. I was like, please just kill him. And he does. And I thought it was a pretty satisfying ending. It sort of satisfied John Doe's goal, and it also satisfied to me to see that creepy asshole just get killed finally.
yeah,
It was
no, it
pretty
was
cathartic.
crazy.
I felt like it was I
Nah.
felt like the movie had a very cathartic ending. Even it was a very cathartic ending, even though you felt really bad for Brad Pitt's character.
Yeah, like
Just my personal opinion, but yeah, I mean he does make a point, and it does you do question it at one point, and I think it's I don't know, the movie makes you think, and I think that's awesome. I really think that for me it sort of hit what I always wanted the Saw movies to be more like, in terms of like this is ends his murders really well and has motive and reason behind him, and there's like a reason for everything, and some of the circumstances they're responsible for their own deaths in a way, and yeah, I mean I hate to keep comparing it to Saw, but I really think it's a better version of like that concept, to be
no, it
honest.
is. It really, really is.
All right, so
So
Ivan,
Jackson,
what would your rating for seven be?
that was my exact question for you, but my rating for 7 is going.
Negative. I felt like I had really was I didn't always feel like, you know what? No, this really was my only negative, because I was trying to think if I had any others, and I really didn't. I just had one negative, and it doesn't even really detract from the movie much. But the fact that there's that chase scene between John Doe and Detective Mills, no point during that chase he really gets to see his face at all. I thought, given that that chase scene goes on for like 5 or 10 minutes, I felt like he would have had a clearer picture in his head of like who the guy was like, and would have, I don't know, that part, like that scene was fun and it was a good action scene, and I didn't feel like everything in that scene was like entirely plausible though.
Right.
But again, it's kind of a nitpick. I really liked this movie a lot, and I would definitely watch it again.
All right. So that was Seven. And our last movie, do you want me to introduce it, or do you want our last movie? Do you want me to introduce it, or do you?
It's like, yeah, I saw it was good. And like, okay, well, we watched it, and then about like, yeah, no, this isn't good. I don't know why I thought this was good. So that's how I saw it, and I was like, hey, Ivan, go watch this because it's on Netflix, so we can do it as a garbage movie. So Ivan, tell me. So Ivan, well acted, and had great dialogue, and like that movie has a great twist at the end. And this movie is the polar opposite. It's slow. It's boring. It's visually like uninteresting. The dialogue is awful, and the
really
acting is terrible.
It's just like nothing's there.
And then the plot twist at the end. The plot twist at the end is just a dumb fake out.
It
So
really
it really is the opposite of Seven.
If you hate dumb fake outs, do not watch this movie.
We're so fucking stupid. I mean, they get on this boat that looks like it looks like a floating garbage can, and then
It really does.
they send them sharks.
Here's the thing, though.
Down.
Here's the thing, though. Sharks. I don't mess with sharks. Let the sharks do
Yeah, I
their
don't mess with
thing.
sharks either. Yeah, there was the fear of sharks. I understand that, but they had communication with the guys up dense.
They're in that
Like-
dumb too.
Yeah, I mean the whole reason that Jaws works as a movie so well, like Jaws is such a great shark movie, because not only do they save the shark for like really good points, like add suspense, but they don't make the people complete idiots.
They're not.
You know, it's like the shark attacks in Jaws happen to regular people who were on the beach and just were wrong place at the wrong time. And then the people hunting down the shark are competent people, and they get the job done. And that's why like that movie is relatable, and that's why the characters are good, and that's why there's suspense and tension, and they're able to suspend your disbelief. This movie does not, because it's dumb, it's boring, and like none of the characters are believable because they're all too stupid to be real people.
They really are.
Or if they're as stupid as real people, they aren't people you're gonna. These are people you're gonna want to see get eaten by the shark. They're not people you're gonna like root for to like, make it out of that situation. Okay.
No, when the chain broke and they were going 47 meters down, I have to keep saying.
Just made the ending really boring and anticlimactic and just kind of a bummer. Just kind of like, oh well, nothing really gets resolved. It's just everyone dies. And I mean, I know, like, I don't even know if I'd call this a horror movie, but it's maybe more of a thriller.
It's a shark
quotation
movie.
marks. But, a lot of shark movies end with bang and it's whatever. But
Yeah. I feel like after
there's just
Jaws,
no
like,
effort put into the.
Taylor.
Look, I pretty much felt like they just took a camera, took it underwater, filmed them underwater, like in their scuba gear, and then during editing they were like, all right, let's record the lines now. And you can totally tell because you see part of their you see like the majority of their face in the scuba mask, and you can tell just by their face mask, and you can tell just by their facial movement.
Like
there's just no passion behind any of this movie. Like,
well, one thing I noticed too
is
that like
the lines, because like some of this line delivery. I mean, like I'm not a professional actor, but I was like, man, I could like honestly act like more like I care than these actors do. Like, geez, I care than these actors do. Like, Jesus.
And like in like depth of
Let's
field,
have
there's
let's
no
have
like
let's have the yeah.
overhead, the ocean.
There was no reveal. It was just okay. Cameras pointing to them. Now it points over to the show. Okay, whatever.
Boring. It's
I mean,
like
at least with some of the bad movies we've talked about, like I don't know, it felt like there was like someone there who might have cared, even if they weren't doing a good job. Like,
okay, here's the thing. Look at Monkey Up.
Down
A
on
1.
on the good scale and the bad scale.
1-1.
Yeah.
I hate this movie. I hate this movie so much.
I wouldn't go as hard on it. I mean, like, yeah, I definitely think it's a soulless piece of crap. But on the regular, like, good scale, I guess I'd give it a 2, and not. I mean, that might even sound a little high, but I mean, I just didn't think it was like. I thought it was really bad, but I wasn't like. I don't know. I didn't want to kill myself watching it. I was just really bored.
I didn't want to kill myself. I was bored. Like
Yeah, so I
I
wouldn't
watched
give it a
20
1,
minutes.
but
I don't even know.
I'd give it a 2. And then on the like so bad it's good scale, I'd probably give it a 3 because I think some of the bad line delivery was kind of funny, and their lapses of logic. You know, I did enjoy criticizing like the lack of logic in the movie. So yeah, I maybe give it a 3 or a 4 on the like so bad it's good, but it's really like, I mean, even undercover grandpa, which I wasn't crazy about and was really bored during, like even that felt like something. You know, this just felt like
Yeah.
such a nothing movie.
Yeah, it had no passion, no soul, no like charisma behind it at all. Rating sank 47 meters down.
I'd
They
give
made
this
so many
movie a
bad
point
puns.
40. Not a happy two. All right, so we've talked about all 3 movies tonight. Let's go to the chat and see if we can get any questions for our Q&A.
What questions y'all
Let
have?
us see.
What questions y'all have?
What questions do you guys have? It can be about movies. It can be about our lives. It can be about anything, man.
Yeah, we're open people.
It's our fault too. But
Yeah.
thank you for watching the Film Pod.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
JT Dubs.
I am Ivan Lichtenstein.